Good morning, 5P.
Good morning, Michael.
Oh, we sound half asleep. Good morning, 5P.
Good morning, Michael.
My name is Michael Betteridge. I'm a composer and I'm here at Newport Junior School on part of my embedded residency to create this special verbatim cantata that's going to be performed in March in Aldershot next year. So the embedded scheme is a programme that's run by Sound and Music, which embeds composers with organisations throughout the UK. That could be, for example, Hampshire Music Service, or it could be an orchestra or an art gallery. The scheme's very, very varied. So today what we're going to see is the young people, we're going to take a bit of text, bit of recorded text that they've recorded in advance, and we are going to start scoring it out using graphic notation, using very careful listening skills, and hopefully turn it into a chorus for one of their songs today.
And sometimes they tell you about the weather in other countries.
And sometimes
Tell you about the weather in other countries. And they like...
Most of them sometimes are mainly...
What I really want is, even if it's rough around the edges, needs refining, I want those young people to go through that process of finding that melody from quite complex spoken word fragments. So at the end of the day, yes, it's very rough around the edges, but harmonically, rhythmically, we've got fantastic material that will make very strong choruses.
It's kind of hard because you get sentences into songs, but you can't really change the sentence, otherwise it will sound more like a song than the actual subject of the song.
And the beaches were open spaced, and there was so you could run around.
These kind of projects are really beneficial to us to see alternative ways of looking at creativity and composition. I was just talking again with the class teacher about, so will this kind of work help you understand more about the music, more about the language and the connections between language and music? What about songwriting? And clearly, yes, the teacher's saying she can see those connections through the work that the classes are doing. So it has a benefit of its own, but it also has a long-term benefit for the teachers to understand how they can develop their own music within the school.
It's nice for us to see the composition process. It's useful for the children, I think, to see that process so that in the future when we're talking about composition, they know what that looks like. I think in terms of their development, they've made huge progress. Their confidence has increased. One of the boys today that did brilliantly, he's on the autistic spectrum. He doesn't normally contribute in lessons at all. And so to see him coming out of himself like that is just fantastic.
Today we're at the final rehearsal that I'll be at. It's the last time I'll see them before the performance. And what we've been working on today is kind of getting that character into their singing. So making sure we can really hear the text. And things like when it's very low in the voice, we have that conversational tone. So it doesn't sound full or forced, it sounds very natural, relaxed. There's some very low notes for the young singers, which are doable, but have to be delivered in a very conversational way. I think what's really exciting is that you're giving young people real validity to what they're talking about, so their future careers, rather than going, oh, this is something a child said or wrote down. And you can see how much they feel that they are valued as young people and their opinions and thoughts are valued, and that comes across in how great they're sounding today and how much hard work's gone into it.
I've really enjoyed it because Michael, he's been letting us express ourselves. And it's actually really fun because normally I don't express myself at school.
It's weird. Yeah.
It's a lot bigger than we expected, I think, because we've only got like a small hall, but now we're in the Princess Hall. It's like big stage and seats in front of us, and it's just crazy, really.
It's been very chaotic though, because there's loads of things going on. Because there's 3 classes who are singing all at the same time, and then there's one orchestra who's singing longer notes and higher notes and more lower notes.
for them, hearing the choir and with the strings as well, I think they've coped with it incredibly well, because it was pretty tricky hearing all of the other parts. We'd definitely be open to having a composer come in to work with the children again. It's really valuable in so many ways.
What has been fascinating tonight is how, first of all, how wonderfully hard-working the primary school performers have been, down to the fact that it's their work and their words. And I think that's what's been so powerful about tonight's performance, is them feeling so strongly about it, rather than just a piece of music that they love, that they've been taught. It's a piece of music that is intrinsically theirs, and it was beautiful to see that. Some of these kids who did not like singing from the off suddenly became very engaged, because it was not just we're doing music, here's a song. They surprised me how far they went as composers, as performers tonight. So the great thing about being this piece being part of my embedded residency here with Hampshire is the fact that the support throughout the process has always been there. It's been great having Judith as a sounding board, who's been project manager on it, as well as Duncan and Kerry, my mentors as well. They've been really useful in just giving me bits of information, but as well as being in a network of young and emerging composers who actually during this process fed back on some of the material and some of the ideas. So I felt very safe to experiment, safe to push what I'm doing, and really secure in the fact that yes, hang on, this is complicated, this is hard, this is tricky, but I will always be supported in that. And that's been right the way through the process, so it's been fantastic.